National Fire Radio.
It's the morning show. That's why we have coffee.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cheers. Would you do the thing?
Cheers.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, your mug really did change.
Yes, it did. Good morning, everybody. It's Rob from National Fire Radio, and I'm here joined by my co-host, Pip from the Size Up.
By National Fire Radio.
By National
Size
Fire
Up
Radio.
by
That's going
National
to
Fire
confuse
Radio.
everybody.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
It is a
We
lot.
have to make it down a little bit.
Yeah,
I think.
we'll tone that down just a little bit. But good morning. This is the morning show for FDIC 2023. We're here with the High Vis booth, the 2448 podcast. Joe Klavoski, we'll see you out there, buddy. So, Pip,
we also have
zip
ties.
I
I don't know what's going to happen in
We're
this
not
show
up to
today,
anything
but,
suspicious with these things. But
we'll just leave those up there for now.
yeah, I don't know who. That's the 2448.
We're not really organized, but
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So
we're
Pip,
here Thursday
Yeah,
morning
right.
of FDIC. So FDIC started on Monday with lots of classes and learning.
Yes.
And things like that. This chair is going to kill me.
You
But
cannot figure out this chair. It's hilarious.
I'm going every which way.
Just let it happen naturally, Pip. It's going to be okay.
Just go with it. Just close your eyes and go with it. So, FDIC, the show, the exhibit hall,
Yep.
is going to open here in about 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Okay,
Right?
awesome.
Like 10 or 11. I think Lucas Oil Stadium opens at 10.
Yes, you've got me. If you know the schedule, that's going to be amazing. I just know that there'll be a line out the door, and then they'll all of a sudden rush for it. Oh, we have a pocket guide.
We have a schedule right here.
So,
as to
Pip,
how this works.
What have you seen so far at the show that you've been excited about?
Well, I've definitely seen the tiller. We've
Right.
done a lot of talk about tiller time, and the tiller is pretty awesome. And I've even learned things about tillers just yesterday in the pre-setup walk around, which I thought was pretty interesting.
What's one of the things you learned that you didn't realize?
I didn't realize about the ground clearance, I guess, on the back of the rig, how they have to angle it up because of the way the rig, if this was the tiller, it could bottom out in the back.
Okay,
So they
yep.
actually lift the back of the tiller up. So if you see a tiller under where the tillerman sits, it's generally higher.
Mm-hmm.
That area has more ground clearance. Never even paid attention to that. No reason. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's going to be fun watching Jeremy and Steve Crothers from Tractor Drawn Aerial do the walk around in the Rev Group booth there with the ladder truck and kind of talk about those features. So.
And that is going on today, 2 o'clock, I believe. 2 to 4 is tiller time, right?
Right, happy hour at the Rev booth.
And at
Come grab
some
yourself a
point,
drink.
they'll be walking around talking about the tiller. And Steve is just it's like a wealth of knowledge. He was just spitting out tiller facts that I couldn't keep up with. Maybe you can, but...
Not as good as he can. So I just know they're badass, and that's what I like to see about it. Sir, how are you this morning? I see you looking over here. You're a little suspicious. It's okay. Did you bring me is that one of those coffees ours or no? Oh,
Just you?
all right.
We'll be here if
Yes.
you need us. Here all week. Try the veal.
I think there's some cool stuff coming out from some of the apparatus manufacturers. I'm excited to go over to Seagrave's booth, see the tower ladder for Anne Arundel County. Some stuff at the Pierce booth we're going to check out. Great engine from Hazleton, Pennsylvania. I'm ready to check that out as well from KME.
Yeah, and we just saw some cool new lights that
Sound off signal, yeah.
Yeah, making
Gabe in the
their
back.
way out where it's not a plastic light cover anymore. Now it is, I guess it was a silicone that was on there.
Yeah. This is like a silicone cover.
Oh, I
And
lost
there
the
goes.
Tin Man. Yeah, it's like my whoopee eye. Of course I wanted
This
Chelsea.
is what happens when you let...
I know, I'm not
hold him.
Jeremy from National Fire Radio. I have to hold the Tin Man the whole time. Can you see him if he sits on my lap, Seppi? It's like this.
I think we just lay him down.
Can you see him if he sits on my lap? Does it work if I had him this way? Like he fell.
Nick Dingus, what's going on?
Where's Nick Dingus?
Get up here real quick, Nick. Come on.
Nick Dingus Fire, my old friend.
Come on.
You gotta get in the chair. There's we're trying to figure out how to make this work. But what's up, sir? How are you? Good to see you, man. It's the first time we've seen each other.
Rob,
out
how are
here.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very good.
That was a good transition, Rob.
I did a great job. Nick, what's going on with the show this year? First off, where's your booth?
Booth 101. So it's Dingus Fire and Vanguard Safety Wear. So we are in the Indiana Convention Center, first aisle, right on the corner. Obviously excited to be back, making the rounds this morning, which is always fun, and trying to see what's new and what's exciting in the fire service. And always good to see National Fire Radio and Pip.
What's up?
So it's great to be here with you guys today.
What specials do you got back in the booth? Like what products are you excited about?
Yeah, so this year we brought a lot of Vanguard safety wear products. We've got 4 different models of gloves that we're bringing out. And then we partnered with Baco this year. So the Baco folks and Nightstick are going to be right next to us. So we're excited to be with those guys as well.
I've often thought one of the coolest things about your business is that you're a firefighter as well as a business owner, and you're not just like, you don't have that as a resume builder. You were telling us a story the other day about going to a job.
Yep.
And your son was actually you had that father-son experience.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. So we ran 4 working structure fires in 36 hours over Easter, and I went in as the chief on the first one. My son was washing our side-by-side Polaris Ranger at the firehouse. I told him, hey, get the Ranger out of the way. We're going to a job, and I went as the chief. Ended up going to work that day, which was a ton of fun. And went out to rehab a couple hours later, and my son was passing out water with a vest on. But what I didn't know was they threw our EMS captain threw him in the ambulance, and he got to help out. So a pretty special moment for me to be at a fire with my son. And then side note, my brother came in on a multiple alarm, and as he came in, that's one of the first fires we've been at together as well. So that was kind of cool.
That's awesome. Dingus keeping it a family affair, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much
Rob. Always good to see you. Yeah.
We'll see you.
Yeah.
We sniped you right out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that?
I mean, that was more of a short joke, but yes.
Oh. This chair makes me tall.
It does,
It's high.
actually.
Except for the fact that I'm still spinning everywhere.
So this is what I figured out, that the chair, you're light, I'm heavy. I sank, and you just stayed
And I just
still.
floated?
So
I just floated higher.
That's
in the
really
chair.
how that worked out. It was kind of that way I think about that when I'm having another burger later.
It's like the biggest microphone ever, too.
That's right.
Only
salads
salads.
only for
only
the rest
salads.
of the week.
No more burgers, just salads. So it's always good we got to talk with our old friend Nick Dingus there for a second.
Yeah, he's always a pleasure to see him.
And with him and Vanguard safety wear, they are literally the most comfortable gloves I've ever worn. And I've been on, I don't know what iteration I'm on now of them in the model way, but I think I'm like on 4. Iteration 4 of the MKs and the MKs Ultra. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, it's whatever that thing does every now and again.
So if you're hearing a little bit of a noise in the background, it's just a pump trainer behind us. We're actually we're running some people through some reps as well behind us, and it's they're pumping the fire of their lives over here on the simulator. So
you may want to
Sir,
jump
how
on
are
that
you?
any
I
chance
almost
you get.
didn't see you. You had the camouflage on. He walked right by. I was like, "What is that?" And then
It's just legs. It's just legs.
It was just legs.
You have to go all camo, or you can't be half camo.
Wow.
For sure.
It's a weird concept. It certainly is. All right, Pip. So what else have we walked a little bit the other day? Who are you over? You introduced me to some folks from Zoll.
So Zoll Medical Equipment is over in the other room. We should probably have the map to know where the booths are, but
No, that's not our responsibility. If they want to know,
they have to look in their own thing. Oh.
Or they have to tell us very specifically
where it is. But they have what we're talking to them about. We're talking about their new Auto Pulse that they have out, which is automatic CPR device. You can go over and they have some stairs set up in the booth, and you're able to use the Auto Pulse up and down the stairs, which we all know if we're in the field and doing CPR, there's always stairs.
Yes.
Always stairs.
And what about the kicks that you're wearing today?
I got I probably can't see these. Can you see these? No, I can't see the kicks. So
Don't
my
take your
friends
shoe
at
off.
no, I'm pretty flexible. I don't know. I don't want to fall over in this chair, and then it would all be really bad. But we stopped by the Hikes booth. Great structural boots, great duty boots. I have on one of their more low-profile athletic shoes that I'm rocking here for the 8 gajillion miles you walk when you're out here at the Indiana Convention Center, checking out all the cool stuff. So you can swing by their booth. We hung out with our friends from Mercedes for a little while in their booth, and I will be there today 1 to 3 with some very important information, so feel free to swing by. And now we can even bring a good international...
I am excited to see this handsome man.
Leading,
first off, the mustache that this guy has is
and it says leading
fantastic.
firefighter on his shirt, so you have to come on up here, buddy. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't not have a leading firefighter shirt and not come up here. Let me see if I can get up this time. We gotta figure this out better. Pull up a chair, mate.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, stand right here in the middle. It'll be fine.
still taller.
Nice to meet you, Rob.
Nice to meet you, man.
How you
Really enjoyed the episode that you did with Jeremy. It was a good time, and I'm happy that I got the chance to finally meet you in person. So,
Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. Like, that was a real fun time. I was so happy to be here, so happy to be on the show. It was great.
so real quick, where for everybody who's listening, where are you from?
So I'm from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. I work in the city of Melbourne. Comparing it to a US city, to be Chicago.
Okay.
Roughly in size. The department I work for is roughly the size of the Chicago job. So it's a decent-sized job, decent-sized city.
The in your podcast, you were talking about just the culture, and I got to tell you, like it made me smile because internationally, I've gotten to travel a couple times, and I loved hearing that in Australia there's an aggressive mindset and culture of firefighting and getting water on the fire and getting victims out of burning buildings, and that was fantastic. For you, like, where did that come from? I mean, it's a kind of a loaded
It's
question.
a hard question, isn't it?
Well, because like here, I started as a volunteer firefighter in my local community, and then just kind of was like, oh, this is cool, and it built up. But like, it's not like there's a volunteer fire service like there is here in the United States in Australia. So, like me, like I had friends in high school who were like, hey, are you joining the fire department when you turn 16? I was like, you're damn right I am. Like, we're gonna get a pager and a plectron and a blue light. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, yeah, like we have volunteers in Australia, and I joined that first.
Right.
But like I grew up behind the two firehouses in my town, so the two services are different in Australia. So you've got the Rural Fire Service in New South Wales and New South Wales Fire Brigades at the time. So the New South Wales Fire Brigade looked after the town, the Rural Service looked after the wildland firefighting. And I grew up behind those two houses. So when I was of age, I joined the Wildland Volunteers and started there. And then it was just always something I wanted to do. So when I got on the career side of things, yeah, I was just so happy to be doing it and getting in there.
If so, having traveled here, is there like a piece of the American Fire Service that you think you could bring back to Australia, or a piece of Australia, the Australian Fire Service that would like do really well here in America?
He wants to bring back the helmets. That's all, just our helmets.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, there's a lot I'd love to bring back. For me, I try and study firefighting as best I can, and on an international scale. And I believe there's two schools, and it's the European school and the North American school would be the two prominent schools. And reading all about the fire dynamics and basing all our tactics and strategies on what's actually going on with the fire in the building. I reckon if you were to meld the two methods, so use American water application with European ventilation tactics, or a mixture or blend of it, a couple of my mates in England call it the Mid-Atlantic approach. I reckon that's where we're headed. But like, I think that's where it's going anyway.
Yeah.
Like, all the research is directing us there, from both sides of the Atlantic. Everyone's heading towards that style of.
And I think it's interesting because I know when I have conversations with guys around my own fire station, don't worry about it, it's okay, it's the size up sticker.
It's only my face you got with.
They it's been a long time since you said that, and kept your dignity.
I think it was like 10 minutes.
Yeah. There's a victim first mentality out there for getting victims out of burning buildings, and I think sometimes when we have the discussion, people think we're going to not do that anymore, and that's totally not the case. My friend Billy is a firefighter in London, and like talking to them about the grabs that they make and the jobs they catch, I'm just like astonished at the work that they do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's always victim first. That's what we're here. It's people then property. Yeah. Always got to keep that victim and search culture at the forefront. Search culture, extinguishment culture, and cancer culture.
What classes have you taken this so far?
So I sat in on Clark Lamping's high-rise class yesterday afternoon. Yesterday morning, I sat in on Aaron Fields, drilling for function.
Yep.
And that gets you revved up. That gets you going. And then in between, I sat in on Fully Involved with Mark Von Appen.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he's a great guy.
Yeah, those are good heavy hitters that you got. You're gonna come back and people are like, we don't want to hear about this American Fire Service. No, I think you work with some motivated people, so it'll be interesting to catch up with you in a couple of weeks and see how it all went.
I'd love to.
He also taught a class, Rob.
You taught?
Yeah, I taught.
A class
What did you teach? I had no clue. Why didn't you?
It's in the program. See, you didn't look at it.
Slap you in the face with this program.
Oh,
No.
yeah. So Monday, I taught with Chief Jerry Tracy. We taught fire dynamics in tall buildings. So basically looking at how fire works in a high-rise and the different challenges that we face in the vertical environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And like how, when we train for fire dynamics, we don't talk about that. We teach like one room dynamics and then apply it to everything, instead of actually looking at how the building affects how the fire's going to burn in different areas. So, like, you know, a residential is different to a commercial, different to an
Right.
industrial fire. But we teach the same science for all three, and it's just not true.
Right. What for you? Like, is there a difference in the? I don't know if the tactics. I don't like using that word, but like a high-rise building in Australia is a high-rise building here in the United States. There's some varying differences, but like once we get up to 10, 15, 20, 30 floors, it's the same game. Like,
Same challenges, same dynamics. Like, the fire doesn't know where it's burning,
right.
you know.
It doesn't, the fire does not have a nationality.
No,
it cannot be
doesn't
like,
have
hey,
nationality. It doesn't know where it's burning. So, like, all we've got to do is base our tactics and strategies on prevailing fire conditions, because you can't argue it. Like, even metric and imperial, like,
Right.
if we do the conversions, we're doing the same thing. We're flowing the same amount of water. We've got the same pressures. All that stuff comes into what's our capability and capacity to deal with the problem.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was
Thank you for having me
a
on, man.
pleasure having you here.
We'll,
I'm
catch up
happy
for
I
a
did-
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, too
For
easy.
sure.
All right, I'll leave you to it. Thank you, guys.
I listened to that podcast 3 times because it was good, and then I listened to it another 4 because of his voice. I mean,
There's a whole different. And he didn't even say it. What do you call a senior man in Australia? I can't remember when you told me that. It's like an old hand or old
An old
hand.
hand, yeah,
And
yeah.
we're talking, and he's saying that, and he's like, an old hand, an old hand. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? What's an old hand? So that's what they call a senior man. But he is episode like, I don't know. If you go on National Fire Radio, go back a couple weeks, we could probably pull it up. But Gerard is on there, and it was a great chat with Jeremy. I've been fortunate to know him now for about 5 or 6 years, and just watching him grow and be able to instruct out here has been amazing. So
Yeah.
it's always cool when you have that. Then our friend Ryan Pennington popped his head on the other side, but he had to run.
he
had to run.
looks like he's not been running at all. I got to be honest with
He
you.
didn't. He doesn't. He's been running a little bit recently. Though,
Yeah, no,
but,
he has.
you know,
He's probably run more than I have. So,
but I'm sure he'll be back. He has
Yes.
a lot to talk about. He too can talk about gloves for a very long time. So, and we're also. I don't know if we're gonna get some music here because the pipe band
yeah.
is amassing on the other side of
pipe-
us behind the camera.
for those who cannot see, the pipe band is on the other side of us. They are collecting. They're organizing. They have grievances, and those grievances are going
That
to be
they can
played
do.
out. Oh, and
Oh,
it's
there's a
somebody's
birthday. It's a birthday. I have a microphone. Should I sing? I'm really not that good though. If my kids were here, they would be it. Chuck 7.
Yeah, you're gonna
sure,
come
if you
up
want
here.
to, come on.
It's actually the cool thing about this stage with how we have it set up is it's going to simulate hoarding conditions. So.
Are you giving him your chair, or am I giving him?
No, you have to give him your chair, and you got to stand in the middle. Oh, you're going to stand in the middle? All right.
Watch this.
Only we can hear
We got
you,
something
though, if you
new.
don't have a
We're gonna
microphone.
try. Watch this.
What is,
What is this technology?
folks? This might not be safe for TV.
Are we live somewhere?
Avert your eyes.
I know that guy. He's from
Hey!
New Jersey. What's
Hey!
happening?
What kind of gloves you wearing?
Whoa, look at that. Some
Yeah.
squad ones.
Bobby Eckert
Here,
with the
so we're gonna
squad one.
shoot this
What is
two ways. Watch this.
Why is he
We're
so
shooting a
dirty?
360, yo.
What is this
360
thing that you're
camera,
doing?
you
This
saw
is the
Wait,
this is
now I
the
have
thing
to
with
hold
Ryan
the camera?
Pennington. He
Hi,
will give
but-
you technology that you did not know you were going to.
But we're shooting the people.
No, you can.
Oh,
you're
and it
shooting-
shoots
Whoa,
us
whoa, whoa,
too.
whoa! Let's not say it that way,
shoot
Pip.
all
You
around.
psychopath.
Yeah, I can't say that in
Yeah,
here.
we are
Whoa.
filming everyone.
Filming on a 360 camera.
So what are we talking about? Are we live?
Yeah, we're
kind of
live
We're
right
recording
now.
live.
Oh, we're
We're
recording
not
live.
We're live.
Casting
It's
live.
Jeremy from National Fire Radio.
It hurts my ears.
Every time you say that, like your Jersey accent
It's
comes off
horrible.
like you're trying to be from Australia.
It's horrible. It's not even a New Jersey
It's a
accent
redneck
that he just
Jersey.
tries to go with.
And it's not even
It's
redneck.
so
Rednecks
sad.
in Jersey are a little bit tougher than that.
Can
I've met
anyone
them.
out here do a better Jersey accent than Ryan Pennington?
No,
Please
they
come
cannot.
up here
My Jersey
because it's
accent's
so horrible.
phenomenal. So let's talk about the size up, man. You got my main man Pip. He stepped out from being the guest. Now he's the podcast host. So
Yes.
what's going on with the size up, Pip? Tell
So-
me about this.
It's a lifestyle podcast. You know, it's an offshoot of National Fire Radio. You know, and Jeremy and Rob have done a great job talking to guests and learning more about them.
Right.
But they also spend time with tactics, with firefighting applications, with what is it? How does he say? Tips, tricks,
Tips,
tricks,
tricks, and hacks
tips,
and hacks.
tricks, and hacks.
of the American
Where-
Fire Service.
On the size up, though, we're going to talk more about your life outside of the firehouse.
Right.
Obviously, those things are going to come into play, but what you're doing outside, how you're taking care of yourself, what you're wearing, like what gloves are you wearing? What are you wearing today?
Here, boy.
You look nice, man. I do like it. The Patagonia is a great brand, so now they make fun of me and my fashion all the time.
Yeah.
Patagonia is a great brand.
Right.
You know, we got to get you in some Lululemon like everybody else, like I got down
Look at
here.
your swag.
It's nice swag.
I am completely turned off by this conversation of fashion.
You're never going to be on the
We're
size
talking
up.
about lifestyles.
Would you
Rob.
like
Yeah.
to talk
Lifestyle.
about?
Yeah,
is this thing
is a
still
lifestyle.
recording?
It is still
Oh,
recording.
okay, just didn't
yeah,
do the
it's
thing.
360. Look, we'll stick it up. We'll do extendo stick. Look at there. So now we're still recording.
That's what I told my wife once, and it didn't.
So you guys are out here recording all day?
All morning. It's the
Yeah,
morning
for the
show.
morning.
Hence
It's
the
the
coffee
morning
cups.
show.
That's why we got
See,
some
we don't have a
coffee.
coffee cup for our guests.
Oh,
Sorry.
We're waiting for fire
Way to
department
go,
coffee
way
to come
go.
bring us a
So what are we
refill,
talking
but
about?
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
man. What do you
whatever you
got?
want.
What are we going to talk about with Vanguard Safety Wear? What do we got going on? with
Vanguard
some
Safety
gloves?
Wear, proud to be back FDIC in the Dingus Fire booth. Man, it's just, we're going crazy. We really appreciate the support of National Fire Radio. I owe Rob a swag bag, and I owe Nick a swag bag. I did get Jeremy a swag bag because he really yelled at me a lot. So Vanguard's going great, man. We appreciate the
I didn't
support
hear
of the
Pip's name in the swag bag giveaway. Did you? Did anybody catch that?
Yeah.
You guys
Pip
are
does
kills.
not
So-
get a swag bag.
Yeah, well, we're going to get
It's
Pip
less
a swag
material
bag.
to make my gloves. I should be able to get one.
So no, man, we're just appreciative of the National Fire Service, or the National Fire Radio, and the National Fire Service for hooking up with Vanguard, man. Just going great, doing things, giving back the best we can. That's about it.
Ryan, what's the buzz that you've heard this year on the grounds here, as far as like classes or just what people have been talking about?
Man, I tell you, the buzz that most of the people's talking about is what you guys are doing with the National Fire Radio. No, I'm serious. So it's like, have you seen what Jeremy and Rob and Pip's doing? And I think, here I go. Let me stop this. I gotta save my battery. All right. So what you guys are doing is taking the firefighter mentality to the media business. Does that make any sense at all?
I mean, it sort of makes sense.
It does when you're part of doing it. It sort of does. I don't know if it makes sense to the people walking by,
So
but I think it does.
It's nice to hear a voice from within the fire service talking about tips, tools, tragedies.
Tips,
We were talking
tips,
tools.
Tricks and hacks.
Yeah, but you guys are the ones that are actually on the rigs. I talked to both of you all ad nauseum, whether you're at work or not, about it. So what you guys are doing is taking that viewpoint and exposing the rest of the folks. I think it's easier to hear from you guys, really. Honestly, I do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, you don't have a stuffed shirt salesman doing it. You got Pip goes to jobs, you go to jobs. I mean, it's just what we're about. I think that's just pretty cool.
For the record, I'm a smells, bells, and people who fell firefighter. Like, there's no jobs in my life at all.
I think Ryan goes to more jobs than us combined.
Yeah.
If we really want to, I mean, the guy's walking around with a burn-up helmet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fires in your jurisdiction.
There is.
There's an ATF agent looking for you here actively.
No,
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No. The thing about it is, you hit it right. So we've got a local ATF agent has to investigate so many fires before he gets a certain certification. So guess what he got assigned to? Charleston Fire Department. So now, and I swear my head is God's my witness. So we turn around, there's ATF on all of our fires, and we're like,
What
why
is
are you
happening
here?
here
He's
today?
like, well, I've got to investigate so many fires. They're like, well, how many more months you got? He said, no, I'm done. I'm like, what do you mean you're done? So I got them in 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
it is pretty neat. But no, I'm really proud of what Jeremy and you guys have built. And it's
Thank you.
just seeing the buzz couple getting hyped up around. My main man Pip too, man.
This guy's killing me.
He was once a podcast guest. Now he's a podcast host.
Very much so.
That gentleman right there.
All right, guys, I got to run. I got to take my burnt up helmet. Shout out
behind
to
you.
Huntington, West Virginia, in the background. And hey, when you guys do a skin, let's sit down and do some more talking.
Yeah,
You know I like
yeah,
to talk.
of course.
We'll be here tomorrow morning too.
Tomorrow morning?
The morning show. Bring a coffee mug.
the morning show,
and
yeah.
Coffee.
Well,
You have to
tomorrow
bring
at
And
it.
your
8:30,
coffee
you're
from
not
Fire
allowed to
Department
come to
Coffee.
this. You're not allowed to come to this because tomorrow at 8:30 you're going to be watching Ryan present Fighting Fires in Hoarding Houses, room 240 to 242. So if you're here, come check us out.
All right,
We
hoarding
don't start
fires
till
with
9,
Ryan.
so I can do 25 minutes
Well,
of
there you
hoarding
go.
fires.
All right. Thanks
Cheers,
for
buddy.
tuning in. Thanks for FDIC. Ryan, National Fire Radio.
At least he didn't do the Jersey accent.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
See, that would work out. That would be
If
fine.
he just said, yeah, like, hey, y'all, National Fire Radio,
Yes.
like, he could do that. He can't do the Jersey accent.
How you folks doing over there? I see you looking suspiciously over here at us. Not sure what's happening. We don't know either.
We're just making it up as we go along. But the room behind us, again, the people watching this, if anyone ever watches this anywhere, this hallway's starting to pack up because it's getting closer to show opening time. Everybody's showing up to check things out. They got about 30 minutes till they can get into Lucas Oil Stadium, and then 90 minutes till they can get into the big room.
Yes.
But where we
100%.
are, too, we're out in the they call this like the connector way or something. I think the hallway. The hallway is the easiest
hallway
way
of
to say it.
firefighters. I don't know. It's
Yeah, there's all kinds of different stuff. But one cool thing about this hallway is that a lot of the businesses that are out here are good friends of ours. They're firefighter-owned businesses. You know, Tara from Flame Natural Decon Soap is going to hopefully roll through here in a little bit. And she may bring some samples, which will get more people over here if we say we're giving away free stuff. See, people's heads just perked up because I said free stuff. So
we do have swag if anybody walking
buddy,
by.
You want a sticker, man?
Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on up, dude.
Wait, we got a bunch. There you go. Awesome, man.
Hold on, we got one more.
One more?
There you go, bud.
Have a good day, buddy.
Thank you for being a junior firefighter. We appreciate you.
Which is always fun, too. I mean, and not just adults like stickers, too. So if you guys want stickers, come on up. We can take care of you. Sticker. There you go. See, look at me right there. Where's the...
My man knows.
I got that one now. Oh, man. Again, the size-up stickers go quick. They're all missing again.
So the size of stickers end up in the trash. Pip's been
That's
slowly
not nice.
dumping them out.
That's
He's
not
not
nice.
handing them out. He's lying.
It's not nice to say that. Sebi, are we still recording?
Awesome.
Sebi Station, you should come up here, man. Come on.
Actually,
Come on, Seb. You were always in the background.
Seb, I would
and-
love to interview you right
Yeah,
now.
Right now, come on. You don't have
Come
to be
on
in the
up here.
background, Sebi Station.
Yeah.
You're like the
This is
lifeblood of
this is
National
actually
Fire Radio.
all right, so don't hit the microphone. I know that much.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Is
now.
that
I
how
know
this
you're
works?
not used to doing this. So
I know,
speak into the
I know.
microphone.
It's been a
the
while.
cameras are there. Look at the camera
What
when
are
you
those
talk.
things? Those look fancy.
No, he keeps the fanny pack on. That's his.
It's a man purse.
Yeah, but it's
Tactical fanny. Well, it really accentuates my man boobs, so
Yeah.
that's why it's got to come on.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
true. That is
It
true.
is
We'll give him that. So
This is why we have her. She's like helping with the production.
Thank
yeah,
you.
exactly. That's her job. She's good at that.
thank you, Chelsea, for keeping us in line. So, Seb,
Fantastic.
you for those of you who are listening and have not ever seen Sebastian helps us behind the scenes with our AV stuff. We call him and yell at him when deadlines aren't being met
Yeah,
because we didn't
pretty
upload content.
frequently.
And
That
then
happens
it's
a
usually
lot.
my fault. Or I mark the videos appropriate for kids. Oh, look at this guy right here.
Yep. Yeah, we got to get him up here. No, not yet.
We'll see you in a little bit there, Pags. Boogie Down Truck Work just walking by. It's just no big deal.
Great guy.
No big deal.
Seb, what has it been like for you on the journey with National Fire Radio? We started this together 5 years ago with Jeremy, and I think you have a very unique perspective as we've abused the hell out of you for the last 5 years. So
It's been a great time. It's definitely roller coaster moments. We just, as Jeremy says, and he puts it best, we're nobodies. And the fact that we get to come here and like last night having dinner with Chief Gerald Tracy of the FDNY and meeting some awesome guys from Australia and learning some Australian slang, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, to me, starting out as a volunteer 10 years ago and now having a career in it, it's fantastic and it's a lot of fun. And just being able to kind of absorb and soak in all the expertise and knowledge that has been passed on through all of these amazing guests that we've gotten to interview has been really spectacular and a lot of fun. And honestly, a privilege. It really is, above all else, especially as being, one of the young guys.
Yeah.
It's especially fresh in my career. It's great to be able to soak it all in.
I think the opportunities of the places that we've gotten to go and some of the things that we've gotten to do, clearly, like my most favorite moments have been the footage that we have filmed with Eckert Fire Tactics.
Oh, yeah.
We had one project with Snaptight.
Melting GoPros and cameras. And
Right.
just some of the footage we get from there is some of the coolest. Because it's not just training. We're getting awesome content, but at the same time, we're still getting to learn at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win all around.
Yeah, I think the one time at one of the Eckert events, I just sat there with the camera and it actually died, and I just sat there listening the whole time because I was like,
Yep.
no, this is just really good.
Yeah.
Camera said, I got to swap a battery out, but just you keep going. I want to learn more about this. So that's always been
Yeah.
the fun part about it.
Oh, yeah. It's been a great time. And the friendships created along the way.
What is your favorite Jeremy-ism?
Oh, boy. Oh, man, there's a lot of those.
Mine is slow it down.
Yeah. Slow it down, slow your roll. That's a good one. So.
Did you take Pip's phone?
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
I'm like, why is he holding my phone? He stole my phone.
He needs his hat, by the way. But yeah, no. Usually slow it down is a pretty good one. It's like when he gets a little fired up, and that's another Aussie term, right?
Slow it down. Yeah,
Slow
I
it
think they
down.
went
Slow
through
it down.
that one
Yep,
last night.
yep.
He
It's-
went through so many last
Because you know
night.
what happens whenever he uses that? It never slows you down. It just fires you up a little bit more.
Yeah.
To want to keep throwing jabs.
I love that he has the ability to motivate me through anger.
Yes.
And just push me. Like
Yeah,
that's,
he's really good at that.
Yeah.
He's really good at that.
Yeah,
You know?
and the home run, like I miss in our early apparatus innovations, the home runs.
Yeah, that was the shtick.
The knock it out of the park. This is a grand slam. They stole
I'm
second base
still-
here
listen,
or
if
whatever. I
somebody's
don't know.
out there and can make us a Jeremy from National Fire Radio bobblehead with a Halligan swinging a baseball,
Oh yeah,
and on the bottom says home run. That's what I want to do.
yes, that would be.
I'm sure we could find
fantastic.
Yep, that's
I'm
what I
sure
want for the
there's
merch
somebody
store.
that could do that.
We have per diem Chris Lewis, who we
He
can't
can
bring
come
on.
up here.
He doesn't get to come up.
Yeah, he doesn't get to come up because he's per diem.
It's weird being in front of the camera. I'm not used to it.
He's got his.
doing better.
I'd
You're doing
rather
better.
be behind
Just
the
so everybody knows, Chris is behind the camera. He has a 50-foot telescopic lens, and he's 5 feet away from us taking photos. Like, I don't
trying
know
to get
what's up my
Sebby-
nose, but he's looking for it. So
He's trying to get Sevy and I's epic mustaches in the same.
No, you got the epic mustache. Mine
the
is
same
Wiley.
screen there.
Yeah.
So.
well, Seb, thanks for coming up here with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I'd like
it,
to
man.
go back behind the screen.
Yes, go back
You
behind the
can
screen
done
now.
being nervous. Yeah, thank you. You know, it's cool with the relaunch of the Size Up. One of the things that Sebi had told me is that he gets to listen to every episode of National Fire Radio and the Size Up. You can run over there. It's coming up.
You coming up?
He gets to listen to all these
Yeah.
episodes because he's the guy doing the audio engineering. So he's picking up all these things that people are laying down that most of us even missed, even when we're. That was a good spin, buddy.
I know.
Did you see the spin move on that?
It made me a little bit dizzy. I'm not gonna lie, but that could be the beer from last night.
What's going on?
What's up, man? How are you?
Nice
Good to see you.
Yeah, you as well.
Chris, introduce yourself for everybody that's out there.
Chris Simpson. I'm with Fast Rescue Solutions, fireman in Philadelphia. I just saw Jeremy. We just left the opening or the keynote speaker, Brian Brush, firefighter rescue survey. That was an outstanding presentation. My boy Keith Stakes just won Instructor of the Year, which is a really phenomenal guy and solid, doing a lot of research and development for the fire service.
Awesome. He is. You are. That whole rescue survey has really been. That's Brian's. Or
I don't know if he actually I know he uses the data. I don't know who.
Right.
I don't know who
Put it
runs
out,
it.
put it out.
Yeah.
I should probably do some more research. I know Sean Duffy does a whole presentation on it. I think he's teaching today at 10:30, and
I think the important thing is that these guys push forward in the fire service. That we are out there saving lives every day. There's a fire happening in the country, and the American Fire Service is going in and getting victims out.
yeah. So that was kind of what the keynote was about, and I said 13% of the fires are down, but the civilian deaths are actually up over the last 40 years, which is interesting.
Well, too, and what we know inside of a house now burns faster, burns
what I said.
hotter,
That's what I
and that's
said.
exactly it. Our fires are going down because we're putting more safety precautions in buildings and things like that. But
Yeah.
when they're burning, it's a whole different ballgame. And that fact, I think that's out there. It's like 20 years ago, you had, I think, 12 minutes to get out of a house fire, some kind of crazy number,
the
right?
traditional, or they do the legacy versus
Yeah,
traditional.
as opposed to today, where I think it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those things. If you're not there and we're not there,
the old Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas tree in the corner. You know, I work in a college town, and this weekend they do a dorm room. They have like a big, it's like a big party at Rutgers, basically Rutgers Fest they call it. But they do a dorm room burn, and you just see more parents than kids watching that, and just like this is unbelievable how fast the fire goes.
Absolutely.
So how's the conference been going so far for FAST?
Good. We did. We had a couple volunteers help with Bobby Eckert's program in the hot. We have we're in the hallway down from you guys. So we're at booth 13120 Firefighters Row, and we're in a happy hour at 3 o'clock. 3:30 it starts with raffles from firefighter-owned companies. Starting at 4 o'clock, you buy a cup. You get a raffle cup. You get some free beverages, and all those proceeds go to Next Rung, and that was kind of developed through BA Shields. But we're along Firefighter Row here, so the expo's been good. Just kicking off now. So
Did I see Fast Rescue Solutions or it's releasing a new product or a new
we
use
just
for your product maybe?
So we
Is
did
that-
water rescue. We had a float, but now it's an inflatable. You just pull a couple tabs and it inflates. So yeah, we debuted that yesterday. That's available now. So
And it's been cool to know these guys too, and now I'm going to be like a Jeremy, though, with like tips, tricks, and hacks here. But watching the fast rescue board kind of evolve from where it started to then some extra clips, I guess, came next, if I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, then lights.
Well,
right?
the lights, yep.
Yep.
Lights came.
And now it's got a water rescue use,
Yeah,
which
water
is,
rescue.
again...
So it's a multi-rescue platform, and I know you guys have used it where you work, and
It's a real home run.
I just gotta say, I think the one thing that I like about Fast and the product is when the training's happening. What I expected the first time I watched you guys train was just specifically using the board, and I love that the mentality was, let's train you without the board first, and then we'll train you with the board,
Right.
because you might not have the board with you when your partner goes down.
Yeah.
So like the reinforcement of all the firefighter removal skills is still there. And I just thought that was a really good point from the company of doing that.
Yeah, so we realized we were like a product-based company, and we didn't want to be a product-based company, even though we were. So we developed this brand, but we realized the reality of RIT, and based on Don Abbott's Project Mayday, and we kind of developed our training. So Eric Allen had designed this training program with the drags, carries, Tim Anderson's multi-loop rescue strap, ARS, and then the board. So with the realization that, you know, self-rescue, the crew you're with is going to get you out, and then RIT is probably going to get you ass, but then we can apply those across, to apply those same principles for civilian rescue.
Awesome. And that's...
I'm going to head back to the booth because it's getting slammed out there, apparently.
We'll let you go, Chris. Thank you for coming in.
Good to see you guys.
Fast
Appreciate
Rescue
you.
Solutions.
Happy
Check them
hour,
out, everybody.
3 o'clock.
Happy hour.
Stop over.
You get a raffle cup with a beverage. Did you like the way you said that? In case you didn't know, there's a beverage in the raffle cup at happy hour today.
Our next guest that we're going to bring up here, the legendary Frank Dossimo. Frank, come on up.
Am I giving my seat?
Yeah,
going?
If I have to do a spin again, it's not going to
Sebby,
go
you missed
well.
it. I said home run. I said the fast rescue board is a home run as we engage firefighters. Pull up a chair. Good, man. Good to see you, Frank.
Frank.
What's up? Morning, everybody.
Everybody, it's Rob, National Fire Radio here. Joined with me, the legendary Frank Dossimo. He is the person in charge of the shops out in Stamford, Connecticut. This gentleman is an apparatus genius. Like, we share tips, tricks, and hacks. This guy's on a whole nother level. Like, it's almost serial killer level how good you are at this stuff.
Yeah, we have a pretty good little setup, and we were like one of your guys' first stops when you guys really started getting into this and going and visiting everybody and doing the apparatus innovation stuff. So it's been really, really a fun ride working with National Fire Radio as you guys have, you know, obviously grown your deal in the industry, and it's great. It's an easy platform to kind of share different stuff that different departments are doing, and you know, change those ideas around. And
so, Frank, one of the big draws to FDIC is the apparatus that are out on the floor and stuff. And with you being an apparatus guy, do you see, like from a fleet management perspective, what are some of the pitfalls that fire departments run into when it comes to their apparatus and keeping them in frontline service?
I would say now it's the parts. Parts are really, really hard to get, especially for some of the older stuff. So that's some of the challenges we're seeing now. Lead times and cost. I mean, you know, we project costs on apparatus parts and delivery times and stuff like that, and it's really out of whack after COVID, and it's starting to come back a little bit, but the pricing is really what the industry's kind of seeing. And delivery times on new apparatus. I mean, we're keeping stuff longer than we had anticipated. And me as a fleet manager in a bigger city, I kind of have no choice because I'm not worried about if something breaks down. I'm sure Jason and the rest of the guys in the shop can piece it back together if we have the parts. But if something gets totaled, something gets hit, something has a catastrophic failure, it's not like we can call the vendors and say, hey, I need a pumper or a tower ladder right away. You're talking 2, 3, 4 year delivery time. So, and there's a cost in keeping older stuff on the road and keeping it for longer than expected because you still have to maintain testing and all those things that you are required to do. You can't just keep stuff in the corner and ignore it.
Right. So, like, especially for some of the smaller departments, if they're thinking of replacing a pumper, and let's say I got an engine that's coming up due on replacement 5 years from now, I need to be starting the process now.
You got to kind of start planning that now, and the pricing structure that you're probably thinking it is probably 25 to 30% more, and will be when it actually comes time to pulling the trigger and trying to make that purchase. So early planning, early purchasing is going to be your best bet. and do all your homework, get your research done, see what's out there, build the apparatus that works for you, not what's kind of already there.
Right. Awesome. Well, Frank, thanks for taking a couple minutes to come up here with us, man.
Absolutely.
Man.
Frank Dossimo, Stanford, Connecticut. Legendary.
He makes a really good point, too, and it's what we were talking about being out here at FDIC, where you can meet a guy like Frank and have a conversation with him over a beverage or not, whatever you choose, but he has this knowledge that not a lot of firefighters have. And you said, you were going with young, but you wanted a smaller volunteer department.
Right.
But even for young firefighters coming up on the job, at some point, you become the old guys. Look at us, right?
Yeah.
And you're the guys that have to start making these decisions. And you can't just jump into it without any knowledge.
If you are young in the fire service, please embrace this moment, because I cannot believe how, I hit year 19 and I'm on starting year 20 now.
Same as me. Wow, I didn't know we were on the same track. Look at that.
Yeah. Pip and I just had a moment where we docked and we learned about that. But,
we did.
Gotcha, Lewis.
I don't think anybody but Lewis caught on though, so it's good.
But it's
it is a moment though, and like Frank was saying, you have to start planning these things, and everything with apparatus, it's changing. And if you bought an apparatus 10 years ago, it is completely different the way you're going to spec that apparatus now, the pricing structure. Most of us, have to deal with a city or a town council. They're going to approve a budget this year for something that you're buying in 2 years, and it's not enough money that they're approving today. So it's all these different things. Who are you trying to pull in?
No, I'm just looking at this TV. I think they're hopefully shipping
nice
it to
TV.
my house in New York. It's Highland 12528.
I was trying to figure out, I'm like, do you know any of these people?
No,
because no one's looking at us, so.
Impressed to see the television coming by, so. But
I like the morning show. I think we've kind of come into our own here for a little bit. We did run out of coffee,
so
though.
far. Yeah, we did run out of
and
coffee.
I do want to thank Axonol for this amazing mug that they gave me.
And Fire Department coffee for this one.
We're hoping that they come around with more coffee,
Yeah,
Fire Department coffee. If anyone has coffee.
Jason.
Would like to share your coffee with us? We ran out. Sir? No? No? No one? Bueller? People look when you ask them questions like that.
Yeah.
But hey, I know you. What's
Hey,
up?
what's going on? Where are you going? Yeah. Carrie, get up here.
Who's getting up? She's coming on your side. That
Okay.
means you got to get up.
All right. Carrie, have a seat.
Can I give you a hug first?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Pip.
Hey, what's up? I don't get a hug. See, I should have got up and then I would have got a hug. It's okay. It's
All right,
okay.
We're going to put Carrie's in the middle.
Carrie's going to go in the middle. It looks better that way anyway for the camera.
Yeah. At least in the center of the screen will be somebody that's attractive, and it's not us, our two ugly mugs.
She does have an awesome haircut, though.
Yeah.
And there are very few firefighters out there I feel have as good a haircut as I do. Clearly, Carrie's right in there with it though, with her side cut.
So I first met Carrie at Revolutionary Fire Tactics at the Lake in Missouri, and I've just been watching her kick ass ever since. So,
Great.
what are you doing here at the conference?
I came with the Charleston Metro Fools. They sent me here. That was really awesome. So we sold their swag last night at the Fools Bash.
Yeah.
And
I was at the Fool's Bash, and there were so many people there that I did not see.
Yeah,
Clearly, you're one of them.
I
So.
saw you. You were like behind me on the street. Did you just stay on the street?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm more of a street type of guy.
I have to be honest with the Fool's Bash was a good time for Pip, because when I came in, I didn't even think he was in his bed. Like he's normally a little short, but when he sleeps, he wraps himself up like a little burrito in all the sheets, and I just thought it was a mess of pillows.
Do you see the things you learn when you come to FDIC, folks?
Yeah.
You can learn all kinds of
I
things.
poked him, and I was like, no, that's a Pip.
And he's alive, and he's alive.
That's
He's good.
okay.
He's breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that happen at home the other night, or at our Airbnb. One of the guys peeked in, and I was not moving, and he was like, I was about ready to send somebody in there to take your pulse, make sure you're alive. It's been a long week already.
It's a weekend. It's a weekend. So you sold some swag last night.
Yeah.
You take any classes?
I just went to the opening ceremony. I realized my badge was a hot conference one and not the full conference one. So I am bummed that I didn't even bring my gear to take this. I thought I signed up just for the full conference. So
Buzzkill.
it was a buzzkill. I was so let down. But now, I'm ready to take all the classes.
All the learning. That's
All
what
the
it's all
learning.
about. Awesome.
Anything you're excited to see on the exhibit hall or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm actually really intrigued by the virtual reality. I want to go see how that, because to be honest, I had my very first virtual reality experience last week. and I put it on, and I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like, you're in a whole different world, obviously, virtual
Yeah.
reality. So I'm really excited to see what that looks like in, like, the fire service or something. Just so, like, that would be kind of a fun training idea to take back to the station. Like, if someone has one of those,
Well,
or,
and-
like, if we can purchase one.
You know, I think too is like people think about it, and there's some people who are like, "Oh, cool, we don't have to do dangerous things anymore." And it's like, no, first off, shut your face. But
Yeah.
second off, but it's cool for
It's
like
a
because now you
tool.
get an immersive experience where you can do size ups, and it doesn't have to be the fire scene. It could just be an angry person, like what the
Yeah.
law enforcement ones
Yeah.
are like. So,
Right,
because
yeah.
we have to deal with all that. So it's that. Yeah,
Right.
I'm excited to hear back from you. You got to report back on Friday morning and tell us what
Tomorrow
you
morning
learned.
for the morning show.
I
leading
want a
up to
full
whatever
report.
time we're going to
No,
be
I'm
here.
just kidding. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, Carrie, thank you so much. I don't want to hold you up.
So good to see you
Good
guys.
seeing you. Make sure you swing by.
And you-
Swing by the Mercedes booth later
Oh,
today,
yeah,
1 to
and,
3.
and the Tiller
Stickers,
time,
Tiller time.
rep
Yes.
group. So.
All right.
Cheers. See you later,
Cheers.
Carrie.
See you later.
Thanks for coming up.
Can you get out? Okay. She can get out because she's in shape. My orb of a body has to move around all this equipment, and it's just not.
Everything rattles behind it when Rob gets up.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. This chair is still killing me. But
How's everybody doing out there? All right? We're okay? Everyone's all right? That young lady's carrying 2 boxes, but nobody's helping her out. That's BS.
he put his bag on top of the box. Maybe don't help. Don't help, Rob.
Yeah, that's the opposite end of help. No.
We're not going to help. What do we got here? So, 10 minutes left on the morning show. All right. Oh, until we bring on the
outstanding.
next guest. So they're like Hoda and Kathy Lee or whatever, that show after the show, right? Where the
Right,
two of them
right.
just come on and they talk
Yeah.
about nothing, like
I
we've
was
been
when,
doing.
You know, when Carrie was, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
When Carrie was talking about her virtual reality experience, I was going to say Sebastian had one the other day for the first time, but we can't talk about that. So
It was a whole different
he was
experience.
in a
for
different
him.
metaverse.
That's pretty cool. So if everybody walking by, if you come back in 10 minutes, Jeremy from National Fire Radio will actually be sitting up here, and he actually says important things, not like us. that
Will
just
not
say
need
nothing.
the.
He will not need the
microphones.
microphone. We can lower the volume, definitely. You could
Yeah.
mute him.
I mean, you can never mute Jeremy Donch, to be honest with you. But
I feel like his voice may be leaving though, so maybe he won't be saying much. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
how you guys doing? Good. Awesome.
All the
I can't
bagpipers.
complain. I'm alive and not hungover.
That's a win.
Where did you two
What do we
get
got?
those giant bags from Granger? Where are they? At the very front. All
You
right.
could put
those-
me in that bag.
We could probably put Pip here in that bag.
I can fit in that bag.
Yeah.
I think that's so big. That is a big bag,
You want a
sir.
sticker? I got some free swag for you.
You got enough room. You got enough room in the
Yeah.
bag for a lot of stickers. So
This is going to take up 0.001% of the bag.
awesome,
have a
Dwight.
good one.
Be safe.
Dwight, we'll see you later.
Can we fact check what?
We can.
That
How
was
y'all
a good
doing?
way to engage that guy with the bag, by the way.
It was a ginormous bag. I don't like. If he puts every bit of swag that he can get at his conference, he's going to have
See,
a trolley for it. So.
You're that's like a size up podcast. That's a lifestyle thing. So
Yes.
see, you're even getting onto that now. You come on and host with me.
I've been
cool is
sizing
that?
things up my whole life, Pip. It's just I can't talk about half of them, you know.
I want to see Jeremy on this chair. That's going to be more fun. He's standing. There's no way he's going to
Yeah.
sit on this thing. He's going to stand. There's no way. He
Yeah, he's
couldn't
gonna-
handle the revolutions that I'm dealing with here. It's a good core workout that I'm actually getting while you guys are all staring at me. I'm getting a good core workout to not make the chair spin. So
I
The
keep
beats-
touching the microphone, and I know I'm
Don't
not
touch the
supposed to, but
microphone.
I just feel like it keeps moving on me. Pip's got a chair that's moving. I've got a microphone that's drifting away from my face.
because
I
it
don't know
doesn't
what's-
like you.
I love the hair, my man.
That's a good
you're-
haircut.
You're on point
Flock
with
of
that.
seagulls. Some flock of seagulls right there.
It's like the reverse mullet. It's a party up front and business in the back. I thought that was pretty cool.
The mullet is back though. So, Sebby, you need one of those, man.
Seb
the
used to have a
tripod. Look
mullet.
at those guys with their cameras. Rolling tripods. You need one of them. We got to get one of them for Sebby.
Don't
would
run
be.
too fast.
You wouldn't have to hold it anymore.
Safety first. Everyone goes home.
I know that guy. What's up? Come on up, man. We got some time before could bring in
Hey,
some
Ron.
Jersey guys.
Get up here, Aaron Heller.
Or am I giving up my seat? You giving up your seat?
Yeah, you get.
You know you can stand. You don't have to sit.
can-
You can stand.
Here.
We'll sit. You stand in
Oh,
the
yeah.
middle. You look good. But you're not in the camera. so that's why I gotta come this way.
You come around here. I got this.
You know what it is?
Aaron, we bought the cameras that add an extra 20 pounds, so you and I are going to look great.
Listen,
Come on in.
Chief Heller recently retired, and he is spending most of his time on social media these days working out because his workouts don't happen unless he posts them on social media.
Exactly
But
right.
it's great to see him here. It's great to see him working out. Anybody, obviously for me, fitness is important, but for you it is as well. So you have to explain that a little bit now that we got you up here.
Now that you got me up, well, it's important because I was riding as a chief for the last 3 years, put on like 28 pounds, got completely out of my element, and now that I retired, my job is to get back in shape, go to the gym, and live a longer life for my family.
Well, you're doing a hell of a job with it. I can tell you that much. He only lives like 10 minutes from my house, but we do not work out together. I have to get over and work out with him
You'll
one of these
kill me,
days.
man. You'll
No,
kill me.
we'll be fine together. Plus, I used to be a paramedic, so we're good to go.
That's
Like,
true.
I can save you after the fact.
That's
so.
true. We'll bring a defib. We'll be good.
Those are the famous last words of a bad night. I used to be a paramedic. Like, nobody ever wants to hear I used to be a paramedic from anybody.
Technically, I'm still a paramedic, but I used to work as a paramedic. Is
go.
that a better way to say it for you?
Yeah.
So you taught out here this week, right?
I'm teaching at 3:30 today.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm in room 240 at 3:30.
Room 240.
That's right. Preparing for the commercial fire ground.
That's a big one. You know, commercial fires are happening more and more, it seems like.
lot
Bigger
more.
buildings, larger warehouses.
Yep.
Aaron, just kind of hit on this real quick because a Dollar General in the Northeast is popping up everywhere, and that is a commercial fire, and they're building them below what a sprinkler building would have to be. So kind of talk about that real quick if you have a minute.
Yeah. What we're finding is, dollar stores are popping up everywhere, whether it's due to the economy or cheap Chinese goods, whatever it is, they're building them. And there's a need for them because they're all in business. But they build them to the minimum standards. They build them, non-sprinkler. They're under 10,000 square feet, and they're pretty much a disposable building. So we have to treat our tactics as such. We still need to be aggressive and do our job, but we've got to be heads up with it.
And you can see rapid fire spread. You can see employees being trapped in there. I know the ones in my neighborhood, they've blocked off the exit ways. So, we still have a threshold of a threat there of people who are going to be in trouble.
Major league. You still got to get searches done before you just wash it away.
It's pretty much, if we took Ryan Pennington and Aaron Heller and put their class together, like the Dollar General is like the hoarding
It is
of the
a hoarding commercial fire. I mean,
right?
kind of
Because they're
is.
just
It kind of
piling
is.
things in there, and it's not just Dollar General. It could be any dollar store or convenience store.
Oh, yeah.
That's popping up. But
Yeah.
the fire load is heavy as anything.
And if you don't have strong code enforcement, and even if you do have strong code enforcement, the minute the inspector walks out, they just go back to it because they're not concerned.
They'd rather pay the fine. Just pay the
It's
fine,
cheaper
move
to
it, pay
pay
the
the
fine,
fine.
put it back in there, and that's
Cheaper
the way
to
it's
pay the
going to
fine.
work.
That's the Walmart mentality. So
And that's
yep.
it. More knowledge from Aaron Heller out here at FDIC,
Great
buddy.
seeing you guys, man. Great
Check out the
seeing you.
class
Aaron,
today.
thank you
Everybody
so much.
walking by.
Thanks.
3:30 today. Retired Chief Heller. Everybody pay attention out there in the land.
I'll see you guys.
We'll see
Cheers.
you later, man. Have a good one, Chief.
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay.
We're taking down the stage. We're taking it down. Oh! All right, we're in.
Here's
we're
the
out.
man.
Now we did. The
All right.
fluffing is over with. We warmed up the
We weren't
warmed up the
worried.
crowd
We
for
knew
you.
you were
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
could have
here.
kept talking. We've been doing good, man.
Yeah.
I said home run, just for you. Oh, now the real talent. Look,
Yeah.
he's gonna throw us out.
Everybody,
we
this
don't
is
leave.
Rob and Pip. We're going to turn this thing over.
No, I'm not leaving. They're gonna have to force us out. Let's
Oh,
make
yeah.
them throw. Look, he left. He went that
Yeah.
way now, and he went this way.
I hear someone calling.
Yeah.
You jump up, and we gotta go. All right,
Sam's ready.
That's it for us. Thanks.
All right,
It's been
everybody,
great.
enjoy FDIC. Come see us in the Rev booth at 2 o'clock for the happy hour for Tiller Time.
2 to 4. You can come see
2
me
to
at the
4.
Mercedes Textiles booth. 1 to 3 today and tomorrow.
Yeah, and visit Fire Tech and High Vis Lighting. Sam's got some awesome shoes, and he's going to show you how those shoes can sync up to a light bar.
I want light up shoes for next year. Oh, you got to do it. You got to sign off. Hey, you didn't sign off.
Slow it down. There it is.
You didn't sign
Oh,
off.
sorry. This is Rob, National Fire Radio.
This is Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio. I'm copying a Jeremy, man. I'm copying it. I'm going to be Jeremy when I grow up. What?